Hello, it's Dr. Victoria here with this week's Ask Me Anything. And it is a big hello to Sarah, who's joined the group this week with a few themes that Sarah has raised. So, one of the things I'd like to talk to today is a question around how you show up visibly when you need to share your work in order to grow your business, but you're not feeling at your most confident. So, I want to talk a little bit about confidence today. We tend to think that confidence is the precursor to taking action. Like when I feel confident enough, then I'll show up on LinkedIn or, reach out to this organization or go for that interview, whatever it might be. What's really interesting about confidence is it is the consequence of competence. And we can only build competence through practice. So it's not necessarily the answer everyone wants to hear, but one of the best ways to build confidence is to commit to doing the thing. Just commit to doing it, even though it feels scary, even though you're not sure how it will come off. You will generally be a broadly competent person if you commit to becoming visible. There are a few different things that might happen, right? The most likely scenario, this is true for all of us, is that you'll get tumbleweed. No one will even notice you. So you've practiced the step of becoming visible and you've had no response whatsoever. We tend to make that mean, oh, it's because it wasn't good enough, or it's because I didn't master the algorithm or whatever. But it's just how social media, sorry, I'm noticing how wild my hair is. It's just how social media works. Being visible whilst not confident. It takes a while to build audience so that the stuff you are visible with actually gets seen. So one scenario is you take the step of making yourself visible and no one responds. As long as you don't make that mean something, as long as you don't tell a negative story about that, that's actually really good practice. The next thing that can happen is that you make yourself visible and something goes wrong, or someone says something, or it doesn't go the way you would have hoped. What's really interesting about that is we learn that we can handle it. So we tend to think, oh, that would be crushing for my confidence. And it can definitely knock us a little bit. But if we then take the time to reflect and to think, okay, what can I learn about this? What did I need to do differently or better? Or do I actually need to pay attention to the response I've had in the sense that this could just be a keyboard warrior or an angry person or someone who's irrelevant to the people I'm trying to reach? And when we can kind of reframe that for ourselves and take the learning, we tend to find that, the sky didn't fall in and our business didn't implode and it was all okay. Even though it might have not been great, we could handle it. And I think the definition of confidence is the discovery that you can handle whatever happens. We tend to think confidence is something you go in with. I think confidence is something you come out with, whatever the outcome. Confidence is the ability to trust that you can handle stuff, to realize I will be okay, whatever outcome I experience here. So, having a moment of an adverse outcome is actually a really great way to build confidence because, yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, we might need to reflect a little bit and figure stuff out, but we discover I can handle it. As long as we don't let it collapse our commitment, we come out the other side and we go again, knowing that if the worst happens, well, we can handle it because we already did. And maybe if we tweak and refine, something better can happen. Because the third outcome that can happen, of course, is that we make ourselves visible, we do the thing, and we get a wonderful response. We get the best response we could have possibly hoped for. And that's also, of course, great for our confidence. So I think the key here is don't wait for confidence to get visible. Okay, it's uncomfortable. Breathe, focus, take the step. So it starts with commitment. Then it's about doing the thing, even though it might be uncomfortable or scary, and using it as a learning platform, using it to see what kind of outcome you get, and observing the effect that has on you, learning, that you're okay and you can handle it. And actually, with the right support around you, you can do better than just handle it. You can really come through it with learning and development and growth. And that, I think, is how we build confidence. Now, there are a couple of things we can do to soften that on ourselves because it can be difficult to commit to something that really feels challenging. So, mental rehearsal, visualizing, by which I mean visualizing a positive outcome, is a really great way to give us a little boost, a little lift to help us feel more ready to do the thing we're finding difficult. So, taking 5 minutes, sitting with yourself, picturing yourself taking the steps, doing the thing that involves being visible, and picturing ourselves come out the other side being okay, being fine with it. So, mentally rehearsing a good experience for ourselves, not getting too hung up on response, just mentally picturing ourselves being able to handle it well is a really great way to kind of build that neural pathway for okay, I can do this. I can picture myself doing this. I've got it. Another really interesting thing you can do is use mental rehearsal from the past. So find a time in your past when you felt really confident. Maybe the context was different. Maybe there were specific things at play in your environment that helped boost your confidence. Or maybe you were doing something that you were really at ease with or you knew you were really good at. But just find something in whatever context you need to find it in when confidence was available to you. Because confidence is situational, it's not a personality type. It's something we have in certain settings and not others. So find a setting in which you have felt confident and close your eyes and take yourself back to that moment of confidence. Imagine you're looking out through your own eyes, seeing the things you were seeing, hearing the things you were hearing, and feeling the way your body felt in that moment when you were really confident. And just allow yourself to kind of soak that in for a minute. If you spend 5 minutes a day doing that for the next week, by the time you come to take the leap and do the visibility thing that you maybe don't feel so confident in, you will find it much easier to access your connection to confidence. So, those would be my tips: mental rehearsal, picturing, visualizing yourself succeeding, doing the thing, being okay with it, mental rehearsal to the past as a way of connecting yourself to confidence and just getting into practice, knowing that you don't have to wait for your perfect level of confidence in order to take action. You can be a bit afraid and move with that. And that is where you learn how much you can handle. And that actually, this thing that you have built up in your mind is probably not half as bad as you're imagining. So I hope that's helpful. Little rundown on finding or connecting to confidence to do something like visibility that you're maybe not feeling so confident in. Any follow-up questions, feel free to hit me with them. And I do this every week, so keep hitting me with your questions, and I'll see you again soon.